Good evening and welcome. My name is Amber Fitzsimmons, and I am the program co-director for the graduate program in physical therapy at UCSF SFSU. We are thrilled you'll be joining us for the White Coat ceremony for the class of 2023. So we welcome families, friends, colleagues, pets, anyone interested in celebrating our amazing class of 2023. We would like to thank the students for their hard work this past summer, fall, and winter for making the transition from undergraduate work to high-level, high-intensity health professions education, and for becoming a very cohesive and collaborative group of professionals. This was particularly challenging during our COVID-19 pandemic. We would also like to thank the parents, the siblings, spouses, children, who help students reach this point in their education and who will be supporters throughout their years as a practicing physical therapist. In addition to our DPT class of 2023, we would like to give a shout out to our amazing new residents. At UCSF, we have 2 residency programs for post-professional education. This includes the acute care residency and the orthopedic residency. For our acute care residency, I'm happy to introduce 2 new residents, Sean Donnelly and Kathy Mariani. And for our orthopedic residency, I'd like to welcome Derek Tao and Mariano Wexler. This evening is a celebration of many. We hope you enjoy tonight's celebration. First up, I'd like to acknowledge a special alumnus of our program. Michael Go completed his bachelor's degree in economics at UC Davis and his master's degree in public health with a focus on hospital administration from UC Berkeley. He then came to UCSF and completed his Bachelor of Science and certificate in physical therapy in 1974. Michael has had a long and storied career. He was an assistant athletic trainer for Stanford University, the clinical and administrative director for Sport Care, a sports medicine center in Berkeley, and a staff physical therapist at Garden Sullivan Rehabilitation Hospital in California Pacific Medical Center in San Francisco, and Orthopedic and Sports Center in Cupertino. Obviously an overachiever, Michael was the first Chinese-American man to open a private practice in physical therapy in San Francisco, and he ran Embarcadero Physical Therapy for nearly 30 years. Michael's dedication to our program has been unwavering. He is concerned about the high cost of graduate education and its impact on student career decisions after graduation. Michael has endowed a scholarship fund in the name of Irene Gilbert, a much-loved program director here at UCSF. Dr. Gilbert's leadership instilled in faculty and students a strong sense of ethics and social responsibility to patients, colleagues, and the community, values that Michael embodied throughout his long career. This endowment will provide for student scholarships, facilitating diversity in the program and profession. We encourage donations from all who are able to add to Michael's gift, and we thank him from the bottom of our hearts. Michael is a very close friend and colleague, and without this amazing gift, we would not be able to offer financial assistance for students in need. Every year, we bestow a first-year student with a scholarship in honor of Irene Gilbert, and this is called the Irene Gilbert Endowed Scholarship. So many of us in the past have benefited from Dr. Gilbert's commitment and her compassion, and now the new generation of students will benefit as well, thanks to the generosity of this scholarship. The APTA Code of Ethics is guided by a set of 8 core principles, which include providing compassionate, ethical patient care. The recipient of this scholarship should show evidence of potential to embody these principles as a student and future practicing physical therapist. I'm thrilled to announce this year's recipient of the Irene Gilbert Endowed Scholarship, to Fernando Cazares. Congratulations, Fernando. Next up, I'd like to introduce a graduate from our program. Dr. Alyssa Herrera-Set is a 2009-10 graduate of the UCSF SFSU program in physical therapy. She's a board-certified sports clinical specialist, International Olympic Committee of Physiotherapy diplomat, and a nationally certified Pilates teacher. She's the owner of On the Move Physical Therapy, which is a boutique physical therapy clinic in Belmont, California. She currently works with 3 other UCSF SFSU graduates, including Dr. Tanya Goodrich, Dr. Keiko Umezumi Tang, and Dr. Jamie Wong. Additionally, a current physical therapy student, Claire Morrell, also works there. She is the co-founder of GymSafe, a nonprofit dedicated to the betterment of gymnasts, and Slash Productions LLC, through which she produces online women's health physical therapy workshops with her colleague, Dr. Goodrich. She's passionate about sharing her gymnastic and dance medicine knowledge with other physical therapists and showing young athletes everywhere how wonderful physical therapy can be for help treating and preventing injuries. Welcome, Dr. Herrera-Set.
Thank you so much for the invitation to be a part of this special occasion. UCSF SFSU Class of 2023, it's an honor to have been asked to share some of my thoughts with you, and I hope you find them helpful. When I started PT school here in 2007, I lived about an hour away from campus with my husband Eric, toddler Nadia, infant Lucy, and my good friend Marco. In some ways, my first year of PT school was similar to yours. Like you, I was rarely able to see or study with my classmates. I didn't have much of a social life, and the stress of school was just one of many stresses I was facing. But here's something different. I didn't get to have a white coat ceremony like you. At that time, our PT program hadn't yet started this tradition. I'm a little jealous, but it's okay. We did have some special moments that are ingrained in my mind. I remember the first day of PT school, one of our professors, Shannon Richards, gave us some advice. She said in her very sweet voice, "You remember, PT school can be stressful, so you need to do things to keep you calm. Purple is a calming color. I suggest you take notes with a purple pen." This seems like a random tidbit of information to remember, but I think the memory is particularly special to me because being a graduate from a large UC, I never felt like the professors felt responsible for taking care of me as an individual. And this was Shannon's way to show us that she cared about each of us as people. Also in that first week, we had a little icebreaker with our classmates. It was one of those name games in which each of us had to say our name and do a little movement that represented us. Thus started our movement analysis. I distinctly remember my classmate, Tanya Goodrich. Well, she was Tanya Labovisi at the time. She said her name and started popping and locking. And I knew at that moment she was going to be my friend for sure. We work together now and basically haven't left each other's side since PT school. And I remember how our anatomy professor and interim co-chair, Kim Topp, invited all of us to her home during that first year of school. I think it was to celebrate finishing our first quarter. I was really touched that she would invite us to her home and feed us. It made our program feel so intimate. And in retrospect, I feel like that was Kim's way of letting us know, hey, I know you think of yourselves as stressed out students right now, but someday soon we're going to be colleagues. Welcome to the PT family. Nancy Beal, who was the co-chair before her, was like that too. Nancy is like a living legend in PT research, but from the start, she always addressed us with a sense of familiarity and mutual respect, because that's what you do with family. So those moments were like our white coat ceremony. They were symbolic of what becoming a physical therapy professional means. It means including humanity in healthcare, and it means taking care of each other and the future of our profession. I'd like you to take a moment to think about what this white coat means to you. I imagine it can mean a lot of things, that you've worked really hard to get here and you're deserving of a coat that represents healthcare professional, that you are soon to be a doctor of physical therapy, that you are ready to gain the knowledge that will help you improve the lives of others. Or maybe the coat weighs heavy on you. Maybe it's worrisome to think that you're going to have to work even harder to deserve the respect that this coat demands. I think what's even more important is what this white coat means to the people who see you wearing it. Thanks to the help of one of your professors, Jen Kinder, I was given the opportunity to teach a multicultural issues in healthcare class at NDNU. I had my pre-health students tell me what the white coat means to them. Most of my students said that the white coat told them that they were talking to someone of authority, someone they could trust. But a couple of my students said that the white coat scared them, that they knew something was wrong when someone with a white coat was entering the room. So always keep that in mind when you're wearing a white coat or anything else that might symbolize healthcare to the public. These symbols are powerful and provoke emotion. And of course, when you enter a treatment room, you're not just a white coat. They see you as a person as well. And if they see themselves in you, that can ease some of their fears or apprehensions they have about healthcare. I was happy to find out that you are a diverse cohort of students. You range in age from early 20s to late 40s. Some of you have come from out of state. You have a lot of different majors from liberal arts to biology, and you are a racially diverse group. The more diversity we have in our profession, the more chance we have of having our patients see a little bit of themselves in us. And hopefully that helps them have a little more trust that their healthcare provider understands how to best serve them. I still remember the professor who called me to tell me I got into this program. It was Rita Arriaga. She was about my height, short hair like me, and Filipino American like me. That really meant something. Just her presence made me feel like I belonged. You guys are entering a very special profession that requires mastering some important skills. Sometimes people say that the skills we pick up in school and then during our continuing education after school are tools we are adding to our tool belt so that we are ready to face any patient. By the way, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. School is 3 years long, but you're going to be taking classes forever. Don't worry, you're going to do it willingly because you'll love it. Anyway, I think our most important tools are our extraordinary palpation skills, you'll get them, our ability to actively listen to our patient's story and find clues for what might be causing their symptoms, and our X-ray vision ability to see what's happening under the skin when people move. I don't know any other healthcare professional that uses touch, conversation, and movement analysis, as well as physical therapists. And don't underestimate the power of your palpation and manual therapy skills during this time. Without hugs and handshakes, people are lacking human touch. And as you use your hands to treat patients, you're going to be helping them heal both physically and mentally. What's really special about the way physical therapists listen to their patients is that the better we use our listening skills, the better our results. We listen well and consider the patient's perspective. We often have to look at things from their eyes to design a program that makes sense for them. Let's take a moment to look at this occasion from a different perspective. From the perspective of your loved ones, your friends, and your family. I'm sure they are so proud of you. They may be a little irritated that you're less available or you're not helping out as much, but I'm sure the overall feeling is pride and happiness. Now, from the perspective of your professors, I know because I asked them. They are so impressed by how creative, resilient, enthusiastic, and dedicated you are. They know how hard it is for you to all learn on your own, how challenging and lonely that can be, and they are so grateful that you have been open and patient as they navigate the changes needed to make learning happen during this pandemic. Now, allow me to guess on what your perspective is. You knew that PT school was going to be challenging academically, but didn't realize how all-consuming it would be. How it's difficult that you practically have no control over your schedule. And you're a little stressed when you think about the fact that you need to know everything your teachers tell you, not just for the next test, but for your entire career. And now my perspective. I am so excited for you to enter this profession. I love it. I love my little clinic in Belmont where I work with 3 other UCSF SFSU graduates, Tanya Goodrich, Keiko Imazumi-Tang, and Jamie Wong, and one of your classmates, Claire Morel. I love how I've designed a practice to serve young athletes, gymnasts, and dancers. I love my job because it's a reflection of what I'm passionate about. And when the time comes, I encourage you to do the same. Seek work that brings you joy, work that you're excited to talk about. Make your work be a reflection of you. But first, you have to get through school. And for that, I have 5 pieces of advice. Number 1, remember your professors believe in you. They're rooting for you. Perhaps at this point, you're afraid of failing. When that fear settles in, remember, your teachers don't want you to fail. They're not trying to weed you out of this program. They want you to succeed. Number 2, dive deep into topics that you're passionate about. I know you're already busy, but take the time to do that extra project or experience that helps you explore your interests more. There are some programs that I started while I was in school that still live today, like the adaptive gymnastics class. And the Stand Tall class that I helped Wendy Katzman with, that class continues to inspire the way I teach. Number 3, know that studying your books, taking good notes, and memorizing facts is only half of the picture. You will learn just as much from your patients as you will from your professors. Be open to taking in how a single individual can add a new technique to your tool belt. Number 4, help each other. This is your career crew, your work family for life. Remember that your classmates' successes and accomplishments are your successes. I wouldn't be speaking here to you today if it wasn't for the opportunities given to me by my colleagues in this program. Krista Prado and Kenny Leung inviting me to speak during their 3rd year class. Jen Kinder helping me believe that presenting research should be a part of my life. Diane Allen helping me at the beginning of that research project. And Teresa Jaramillo inviting me to speak to you today. These highlights of my career are ones that I'm so proud of, and they were made possible because the physical therapists I met through this program. And 5, remember that friend Marco that I said lived with me when I started PT school? He passed away a year ago unexpectedly. He was the best advice giver. So I'll end with some advice that he gave me that I hope you can carry with you through PT school and your career. Do you, baby.
Hello, my name is Diane Allen, and I am here to talk about why we have a white coat ceremony. What does the white coat signify? Much of the significance is traditional. Healthcare workers wore white because it could be cleaned easily, more easily than other colors. White coats, cuffs, collars, caps, sheets, and aprons could be boiled or bleached. They could be starched to repel further dirt and contamination. Wearing white coats helped keep disease and contamination off of everyday clothes. White coats symbolized cleanliness. White coats can also signify candor, from candidus, the Latin word for white. Candor means openness of mind, impartiality, frankness, qualities that can signify trustworthiness. But white coats can be intimidating. Patients may only see an authority figure or hear unwelcome diagnoses and unfamiliar terms from people in white coats. They may recall times when medical personnel or researchers took advantage of or actively harmed our ancestors. The white coat syndrome is associated with fear and stress. Wearing white coats can alienate the very people we are trying to help. Perhaps we should don patient gowns instead of white coats. We might be less intimidating. But when patients are vulnerable, they also want to see someone knowledgeable. They want someone who has the training and experience to offer the most effective healthcare. They need to know whom to trust. At this white coat ceremony, putting on a white coat symbolizes that first clinical experience for our first-year DPT students. Students, you are entering a new relationship with patients and clients. When you don this coat, put on responsibility. Put on compassion. It is up to you to minimize intimidation while maximizing effective healthcare choices. Let your white coat signify both trust and caring.
Next up is the American Physical Therapy Association Oath for the Physical Therapist.
As a physical therapist dedicated to providing the highest quality care and services, I solemnly pledge I will respect the rights and dignity of all individuals who seek my services or with whom I work, act in a compassionate and trustworthy manner in all aspects of my services, exercise sound professional judgment while abiding by legal and ethical requirements, demonstrate integrity during interactions with colleagues, other healthcare providers, students, faculty, researchers, the public, and payers for the enhancement of patient care and the advancement of the profession. Enhance my practice through lifelong acquisition and application of knowledge, skills, and professional behavior. Participate in efforts to meet physical therapy and healthcare needs of local, national, and global communities.
Thus, with this oath, I accept the duties and responsibilities that embody the physical therapy profession.
It has been such a pleasure watching your growth as learners. Congratulations to all of you on the step forward, and our thanks to everyone here. I'd like to start by addressing the class of 2023. Students, you have made a commitment to our profession, apparent in the oath you have just recited. We leave you with a thought from our professional organization, the American Physical Therapy Association. Guided by integrity, lifelong learning, and the commitment to comprehensive and accessible healthcare programs for all people, physical therapists will render evidence-based services throughout the continuum of care and improve quality of life for society. They will provide culturally sensitive care distinguished by trust, respect, and an appreciation for individual differences. I would like to express gratitude on behalf of the faculty, our program, and our universities. To our students, amazing learners that you all are, sharp, motivated, engaged, and enthusiastic. This year has not been the easiest, but you have all been gracious and kind. We can see that the future of our profession is bright indeed. I feel reassured that this group will be taking care of our community in the future, including of me. To family, friends, and loved ones, we appreciate your taking the time to celebrate with us. We also appreciate all of the effort, courage, and love it must have taken to raise and support these amazing individuals. To our keynote speaker, Dr. Alyssa Herrera-Set, for making this evening distinguished and memorable. To our program faculty and staff for putting this evening together for us. Dr. Teresa Jaramillo, Amy Liu, Christian Mendoza, Sandra Murashima, Angela Shoga, Ivan Quesada, Ekahi Casino, and Christopher Franco. And to our students on the planning committee, Philip Evangelista, Nicole Griffiths, and Leah Judson. The San Francisco State University and University of California, San Francisco faculty and student body form the caring and close-knit academic family that helps to guide and cultivate our learners to become the future leaders that will embrace and carry forward the highest goals of the physical therapy profession. I would like to extend an invitation to everyone here to get the most out of tonight's festivities. I invite us to consider the past. To our learners, I invite you to think about all the steps you climbed, all the classes you excelled at, all the experiences you embraced to reach this, your calling, your place in life. And I would invite us all to consider the people that nurtured and encouraged us, so much so that we could not do anything but succeed. And I would remind us all that it is okay to express our gratitude to those that deserve it, even if words can never do justice to what and how we feel. I invite us all to be present tonight, to take a moment or two to look, listen, and feel what it's like to be here right now with our friends, our family, our loved ones, our peers, our classmates, our professors, our newfound family, and to focus on a shared objective that binds us together to help each other take the next steps forward to become the best we can be. To the class of 2023 in particular, I invite you to look to the future. Take the gratitude you feel towards those that fostered you and your aspirations, and look for ways to pay it forward. Imagine not if, but how you can become the best PT student you can be, one that embodies all the qualities the APTA espouses: skilled, accountable, compassionate, altruistic, and socially responsible. Imagine being a physical therapist in the not so distant future and showing these qualities to each and every patient that you are privileged to treat. And in so doing, paying forward all of the support that your family, friends, loved ones, and teachers provided to you and making them proud. And imagine finding a way to leverage your collective talents and skills to bring a greater good to the community, to our society, and so start a cascade of beneficence that began with an idea, a notion that right here tonight. I want to offer congratulations again to everyone who helped the class of 2023 to make it tonight. And to the class of 2023, congratulations and welcome to our profession. We could not be more proud of you. Thank you all for coming.